TrashTalk Radio, coming to you live on MP3 from high on a hill above beautiful Lake Washington. My name is Lestro, and with me, as always, is the Guru.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
And you know how this goes. We're here to talk a little trash on the week's worth of sports. I don't know anybody except the Guru, and the Guru knows all.
Man, I know just a little something, man. Just a little something, man.
Guru, we are back for episode 62 after another wild week in the NFL. How did Miami pull off a miracle against the Patriots? Do we believe in the Bears after they beat the Rams? Could the Seahawks be the best team in the NFL? Should the Vikings have buyer's remorse over your favorite cousin? Then, in our Week 15 preview, the NFC East leading Cowboys take on Andrew Luck and the Colts. The Pats and the Steelers both look to bounce back after embarrassing losses. It could be Cam's last stand versus the Saints, and it's a West Side story as the Chargers and Chiefs duke it out in Arrowhead. Then, segment 2 brings us Guru's callouts and shoutouts, our Bets with Ben segment with Ben Carey of thecurrencykings.com, and you know we got a 2-minute drill. Guru, episode number 62, man.
Let's roll.
Guru, my man, it is good to see you. It is good to be back. A little bit of a vacation there for a couple weeks, trapped under a baby. I'll tell you what, it's good to be loud again, too. Good to be loud again.
Hold up, somebody was loud. Was it you or the baby?
It was the baby.
All right then.
Wasn't
good
me,
for
man.
You to be loud again.
Yeah, it's good for me to be loud. I've been for the past 2 weeks at this time of night been like, real quiet. We don't want to wake no baby up, man.
Walking on eggshells, I tell you.
That's exactly it.
Walking on those eggshells, brother.
How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm living the dream, man. Don't you pinch me, man. Don't you pinch me.
Did you have a good weekend?
Oh, yeah, man. What did I do this weekend, man? What did I do, man? It's just Netflixing, man.
I'll tell
Netflix
you,
with the wife this weekend.
I'll tell you what I did. I did nothing this weekend,
Absolutely.
man. We had the baby got sick, and that just shut everything down, man. There's nothing worse than a baby with a fever. He gave it to the wife. She gave it to me. There was just the whole Lestro household is just starting to come out of it, man.
Oh, look at y'all, man, swapping DNAs. Ain't that sweet?
It goes around and around and around.
Sweet, man. That's how little Calvin was made in the first place.
Hey, now.
Swapping DNAs, man.
Hey, now.
Come on, man.
All right, Guru, let's, we do have some things to talk about here. We have a little bit of NFL to talk about. I got to see very little football this weekend because of the baby. But I did get to see some of the amazing shit that happened on the field this weekend.
Dude, you missed, like I said, football season started week 13. No, that's when I don't really care about the first few because it's all data collected.
Right.
That's all you're trying to do, just collect data and see where by week 13, that's when you really start seeing the real football. That's when you see the coaching comes in play. That's when you see.
Well, we are in the home stretch here.
Oh man, we are right. We are right there. Forget the home stretch. We're in the sprint. We're in the back turn right there, man. We ain't stretching. Nah, ain't no stretching. That's the beginning. That's the preseason.
Well, Guru, you just mentioned that this is where the coaching matters, and so let's start with the biggest story of the weekend, which was the Miami Miracle down there in Miami, where the Dolphins ran a hook and ladder play at the end of the game that worked for like 70 yards and gained them a touchdown to beat the Patriots. Now, this is just a crazy play. Guru, what happened here, man?
You know what, Lestro? Bobby Kraft and all them Bostonians and New Englanders. I don't even know what the hell they want to call themselves. New England, Boston, Vermont, Maine. People in the Atlantic Northeast, right?
Right, those folks.
Yeah, those folk right there from the South. Those folk from the North South. Anyways, they think they're so slick. You know what they do every December, but basically the last 3 years? You know what they're going to do? They're going to take the South Beach vacation. They think they're so slick. Like, they think they can fool the Guru. You think Giselle don't have a little family member out there take the kids there? Don't you think Belichick don't have a couple of Grandpa Belichick and them down there in South Beach? Don't you think Bobby Kraft chilling with Rick Ross, Ricky Rose in South Beach? Come on, man. That's his homeboys, man.
I'll tell you, I know Gronk's out partying when he's down there.
So basically, this is what I'm trying to tell you. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. Bob Kraft always try to pull a slick one, but the guru always investigate and find out. For the last 3 seasons, they've been taking a South Beach vacation. South Beach, think about it. The weather in Boston on Sunday was 37 degrees. What the hell? In December, you know what you want to do? You want to be in South Beach.
Yeah, I don't want to be in Boston. That's for damn sure.
And last year, right, with the 2017, they played, when they played December 11th. It's basically around the same temperature time. All right, the year before, they played January 3rd. I'm like, you think you can fool the guru? I know what you're doing. And you know they took an L because they do the annual South Beach retreat and vacation. They look past the Dolphins, man.
Well, I want to actually ask you that. Do you think they look past the Dolphins? Or is this, you talked just then about the beginning of the season being data collection. And we talked at the beginning of this season of the Patriots not showing you anything in the beginning of the season. Is this Bill Belichick? Was this him trying to not show us something? Or did Bill Belichick get shown something?
You know what? For the first time, because at the end of the day, we know what this is. When they start getting into these weeks now, it's basically come down to about basically 3 plays. In football, I'll give about 2 to 5 plays just to be safe. It's about 2. It comes down to 2 to 5 plays. But we don't really know when those plays occur. But those are really the defining factor as far as the game goes. And
it's not like the NBA where we know they're going to be in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, we know there's going to make runs in the NBA. Everybody make runs. Here it's like it's going to be 2 or 3 plays that wins the game, right? And then what the Patriots has always been superb at is situational football. We don't have a lapse of judgment. Because of his history, and we just talk about data collecting, we know about Belichick's data, and we have enough data on Belichick. So I'm going to give him a lapse of judgment because we all knew, because I saw him when Grunk's been there before as far as for the Hail Mary passes. So when this was a South Beach lapse, I don't even want to call it the Miami Miracle. Hey, the guru, I'm changing that. It's the South Beach lapse.
The South Beach lapse.
He just had a lapse of judgment, and he thought Tannehill, basically, because they're in South Beach and the sun gets to you in your head, from New England, you don't know about. So Belichick had a lapse of judgment and had Party Boy Grunk out there, and which the Dolphins took advantage of, and we're talking about the lateral play. And I don't blame him. They said I read somewhere it's like a 0.1% of that opportunity happened, of that chance happened. That was luck.
An incredibly rare play.
Incredible luck.
Yeah, and with only 2 laterals through it, usually there's more than that at the end of the game. But what's his name? Graves got the touchdown there. Drake. I'm sorry, Drake got it.
And we ain't talking about your boy from up north. We ain't talking about Drake. We ain't talking about back to back.
No, this boy was not in his feelings.
This is Kenyon.
Out there running past. And it's funny that you mentioned Gronk because he was put on the field as part of the Hail Mary team to knock it down. But everybody knows Ryan Tannehill ain't throwing a ball 70 yards.
And that's what I mean is the lapse. Because Belichick was basically saying, we know he's not going to do it, so they're going to do the little high school, the fire drill. Just do it. Whatever happens. So Belichick, being in South Beach because of the vacation, what do you do on vacations? What do you do when you go on vacation? You get lapsed. Is that what happens? Your judgment is a little bit different. You're not as acute as you were. You're not as sharp. That's what happened. I'm not falling for it. And you know what the schedule's probably going to be? How is it they're in South Beach in December every year, dude?
Well, they're division rivals.
Dude, but still, they should have played. Like, you got to switch sometimes. They should play in New England or in South Beach in September.
That's a good point. Make the Dolphins come up there in December.
Exactly.
Right.
Come on, man. Kraft. That's what I'm saying. Kraft, pulling this slick one on the guru. The guru once did the report, man. I saw the research, man.
Well, it's funny you say that because even Ryan Tannehill knows he's not throwing 70 yards, but he did see Gronk.
I was like, Gronk's on the field. We got this.
And he knew right away.
Hey, put it like this. The only time Tannehill could say that is if Tannehill's on the field the same time Gronk on the field. Right. That means favored in a tennis matchup, favored Miami.
Yeah, something's gone very wrong.
I was like, Gronk's on the field. We got this.
So anyway, does this mean anything going forward?
Absolutely not.
No, then they're not worried about anything.
Nah, move on. There's nothing.
It does help the Dolphins' playoff chances is what it helps right there. It puts them back on as a bubble team.
Yeah. They all love the bubble.
Record-wise.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of a team that's not on the bubble right now, the Bears pulled off a very nice victory against the Rams on Sunday night. Jared Goff and the Rams went into Chicago on a very chilly Sunday night and really looked like an LA team, like lived up to the stereotype, looking like they couldn't play in the cold. That said, the Bears threw some defense at them right now, and I know you got some thoughts on this Bears team.
You know I love defense.
I know you love defense.
Oh, my gosh, the guru watched that film and watched that film and watched that film, buddy. Boy, I got some stuff to say about that. First of all, Vic Fangio, the defensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears. The guru is giving you, I'm calling you out already. I'm giving you the shout out right now.
Yes, boy. Yes, boy.
Man, it was impressive. And you know what I love about defense, and I love what he did. Now, let me just break it down to you guys what exactly happened, right, from the eye on the sky. So the Rams, dominant, heavy 11 personnel team, right, meaning they have one single back, one tight end, and 3 receivers on the field at all times. That's like majority of their offense. Over 90% of the time, that's what they do. Get that little spacing, get the little quick guys on the field, do the jet motion, do all that what Todd Gurley does. Basically, do all the finesse situation.
Right.
So you know what Vic did? He brought the big boys.
Plugged them.
So what you do now, he stayed. Usually when you're in 11 personnel, that's when defense, that's when you play your nickel defense. That's when you have your nickel corner. So you take a defensive lineman or a linebacker out the field and put a little guy like a corner or safety. That's what happens. And usually the offense now has the advantage because you can run all pass because they have a smaller guy. But the Bears are like, no sirree, Bob. We got Khalil Mack. We got all them big dogs. We got our boys out here, and we ready. We got the young linebackers, Trevathan, who's a beast, and they got the rookie they picked it. So what they did, Fangio stayed in base defense. He stuck with his base defense and the 11 personnel, which stopped Todd Gurley. So meaning they couldn't run the ball against that base defense because they had that extra defender. So now the Rams had to do what they basically do one thing, one level, just pass.
Yeah, and that didn't work. That did not work out for him.
It don't work out when you have a generational type of pass rusher,
like
Khalil Mack coming at you in a 15-degree weather. I'm telling you, that boy Jared Goff didn't want nothing to do with that. I'm talking about the mad scientist.
You're not wrong.
Vic Fangio, I love what you did. And you let them corners, you zone it up behind them and let them watch Jared Goff and play ball.
In the cold air, few people realize the colder it gets, the bigger Khalil Mack looks. It's true, and the steam comes out when he's breathing. They held Jared Goff to 180 yards, no touchdowns, 4 interceptions. They had held Todd Gurley to 28 yards. 2.5 yards a carry is what he averaged in this game.
Jared Goff had 80 yards with 2 INTs in the first half.
In the first half, they scored 6 points and 6 points only, and it was all in the first half. The Bears, now, Mitch Trubisky did not himself have that great a game. He had 110 yards, 1 TD, and 3 interceptions.
And this is, you know what? Kudos. I'm not even looking at this. You know, I don't care about the stats. The eye on the sky matters.
Well, that's why I bring this up, because I want to ask you now, Jordan Howard had 101 yards for him on the ground. But I wanted to ask you, can the defense carry this Bears team into the playoffs and into the Super Bowl? Can they be a Super Bowl team in this era with a defensive leg?
Absolutely. Their defense always. Absolutely.
It didn't last year.
No, absolutely. But the year before, right?
Well, maybe.
Yeah, the other years, the Seahawks basically was a dominant. The
but
Broncos.
Drew, it's an offensive year.
Talking about it. Yeah, we the Broncos. And even in those Super Bowls, a defensive player made the play of the game. So,
Touche.
So, in a sense, absolutely, a defense that could cause turnovers. That's the main thing. Cause turnovers. Stop the run. Cause pressure on your quarterback. Absolutely. And you have a edge rusher like Khalil Mack, you're going to be in every single game. And Vic Fangio is in his bag. I see you, Vic. You are in your bag right now. You know, the crazy thing is, Vic's been coaching for over 32 years. He's been coaching longer than Sean McVay's been alive. I'm talking about he's seen more shit than Sean McVay.
That's
Are
a
you
great.
serious?
You know what? I never even considered that as
everything Sean McVay had. My man Vic's like, I've seen this before, young fella.
Right, I know this.
I loved it, man.
I've seen
Talking
this before.
about he was in his bag, man. They can do absolutely a damn thing on the Bears defense. And the thing I loved about it, Matt Nagy, hell of a coach, man. He saw that. So he changed our game plan so fit because the defense was on fire. He wanted to make sure no offense don't fuck shit up. That was what the play calling was about. Basically, we're going to ride. We're home. We see this energy. That's why the analytics, sometimes they piss me off. And I love the eye on the sky because there's no analytics that could dictate that momentum, that feel. You know, at that time, there was no need to do anything complex offensively. Your defense was dominating.
Yeah.
Dominating. Just don't fuck up on offense, get the ball back on the defense, and let the crowd stay in the game. And I'm talking about, they were in their bag, Chicago Bears.
Yeah, the monsters of the Midway back again. You know, it looks like one of those traditional Bears teams out there, really just pounding away on the defense, man.
And the Rams better do something because I said it before, and I said it to a couple of my boys, man, buddy of mine, man. That 11 personnel is too cute. They're too cute for me. They're too cute. They're too cute. And when they play when they playoff starts, you're really gonna see this. The Bears just took a page, and it's a simple concept. And Seattle done that before in the past, and it's a basketball concept. You have teams that want to be in space, right? And this is school. Hey, school, baby, got college education. So what you do now, school, you want space. So how do you delete space? By length. You know, they want to create space, and you want to close the space down by being longer, by bringing longer people there. Right. So guess what now? Now you smothered the little quick guys. There was nowhere to go. There was nowhere to be quick. So wherever you go, there's a big guy with long arms out there. What you going to do? Length always overtake speed.
Yeah, that Bears
Outside,
linebacking. Yeah. That Bears linebacking core is got some length to it.
They got some length to it, and some wheels.
Yeah, and some wheels back there. So from the Bears in the NFC, you want to stay. The Bears are now leading the NFC North 9-4, which is a little bit out of nowhere, but with the Khalil Mack addition that they picked up, really became a powerhouse. The team they've taken it away from is the Vikings, who are in their own fight this week with the Seahawks on Monday night, which was a game like the NBA. It was a game that you didn't need to watch until about halfway through the fourth quarter, and then it got interesting. But This was a game of two teams going in opposite directions right now, of the Seahawks and the Vikings. So I'll give you the choice here. Do you want to start with the Seahawks or the Vikings? Because we got to talk about both of these teams.
Either way, man, you throw one at me because I watched those are the two best films to watch. The Guru loves defensive games like that, man.
All right, so then while we're on it, let's just talk about the Seahawks.
Oh, sweet Pete, sweet barbecue sauce Pete.
So the Seahawks have now won 4 in a row. They are completely back in this. They are 8-5 on the season with 4 straight wins, and they, like the Bears, are doing it with their defense. Bobby Wagner is out there looking like he is the Legion of Boom. He is. They may be dispersed, but Bobby Wagner is still dominating the defense in Seattle, holding it down. Blocked a field goal. A little questionable on whether or not he had his hands. I don't know if it would have mattered, but blocked a field goal nonetheless. Dominated that game, and with Russell Wilson doing just enough to get by. Are the Seahawks like the most dangerous team right now?
Sweet Pea got that recipe. Sweet Pea got that barbecue sauce cooking. Man, I was wrong Sweet Pea, the Guru mentioned this again, and I'm going to mention it again. The Guru is not normally wrong, but when I am wrong, I am a man enough to admit, Sweet Pea. But guess what? I was wrong, and I'm back. I am back to back like Drake and Mick Mills, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Like back to back, like Double Dragon. You know? Oh man! But basically, this I love because this started from the off season. All right. So when Pete first, I was curious when he started cleaning house. As far as the offensive coordinator, with Shaw's leaving, and then he bringing Schottenheimer. So when he brought Schottenheimer, and then he brought Ken Norton back. So first I was kind of concerned. I'm like, oh, you bringing Ken Norton, that means there's a little, you going back to when shit hit the fan, you go back to what you know. You know?
Yeah.
So that let me know something really hit the fan for the Seahawks.
And Pete Carroll has always gone back to defense and a running game.
And a running game. So what Sweet Pete did, he's like, his system works. That's one thing. His system works. All right? So now it's a new transition. There's a new plug-and-play players in there now. But what Pete's doing, number one rushing team in the NFL. This fits
the Seahawks.
Everything. This fits everything Russell Wilson. He takes it back to, and what Pittsburgh Steelers didn't do, but they went back to their essence. You know, the Seahawks went back to the essence, their system, what got them to be successful, their identity. And also, which helps because you bring Schottenheimer in, who is predicated on strictly running the ball, what Pete Carroll wants. That's exactly Schottenheimer's offensive model. So it fits him. Russell Wilson is amazing. He's not going to give you a Brady type of situation. He's not that type of quarterback. But he's as good, if not better. I think he's better than Rodgers. You know, so he's in that category. I personally think
Hashtag second best Aaron?
Yep. Hashtag second best Aaron, obviously. But Russell Wilson with the running game, and then he could do what he does because he's an unscripted, I'll say this, he's an unscripted type of player.
Yeah, he plays that backyard style.
Backyard. So what you do, you run the ball, you have your offensive linemen do what they do, and just he extend the play. Because you don't have nobody on the team that actually could run the route tree. That could be like, hey, run a 7 route, run a 6. They don't run the route tree. They just run the ball and just get it done. And Russell, he got that it. This is probably one of his worst games I ever seen him play.
Yeah.
But the thing about Russ, he always make the moments. So what Pete, just to continue what Pete did with that, bringing all those guys in, I'm like, okay, he's going back to his essence. And then Carson and those guys start getting healthy. There was no injury bug, right? And then the young guys. And there's 2 guys I want to freaking mention that's having, it could be more than 2, but just 2 for right now, right? And Bobby Wagner, the statesman, he is the man on the defense.
Bobby Wagner looks incredible.
Looks
out there
incredible. There's one guy that I keep talking about. You know I've said this name many times. Frank Money Bag Clark.
Frank Clark.
Man, I'm talking about people, camera, right here. Please, people, NFL, everyone who's not in the PNW, Mr. 55 is one of the best pass rusher in football. Please, y'all look this man up. Mr. number 55 for the Seahawks. Put in any tape, and you will see 55 flash. Having a hell of a season, which I predict there's going to be a Pro Bowler. You remember that in my top 5?
I do, actually.
Rusher.
Yeah.
And also the emergence of Shaquille Griffin at corner. I love it. You know how Pete Carroll is known for that kick step as far as their cover 3 scheme in the corners, their technique. And I'm looking at Shaquille Griffin just evolving and growing in front of our eyes. What he did against Steph Diggs and Adam Thielen. He just dominated. And I'm telling y'all, Pete got those guys playing. He got those guys playing. And I smell what Pete is cooking.
Now, you mentioned Russell Wilson didn't have a good game. That is an understatement. Russell Wilson threw for 72 yards. He ran for 61. That is not good, but it was enough to extend plays and get them through. Now, the Seahawks have a relatively easy schedule going forward. They've got, I forget who it is.
Oh, they're number 5th seed.
You think they get the 5th seed?
They already got the 5th seed.
They got it in. But how do they look when they get into the playoffs? Is this a team
most dangerous team in the playoffs?
Most dangerous team?
Most dangerous team. The team nobody wants to see.
Yeah, especially, you don't want to play this team.
The team nobody wants to see. Nobody wants to see that team. Most dangerous team in the playoffs. And I'm going out on the record and saying it. You know, it's going to be a wild card team that's coming out of the NFC.
Really?
Oh, it's going to be a wild card team.
You don't think it's like the Saints or the?
No, I don't think it's going to be the Saints. You know, I don't think it's going to be the Saints.
All right. Well, we will see what happens there. Right now, the wild card leaders are the Seahawks and the Vikings, who seem to be going the other way right now after their loss. Now, Guru, I got to ask you, man, about your favorite cousin here, or is he your distant cousin at this point? Because Kirk looks awful. He looks like an $84 million mistake is what this guy looks like right now.
This is what y'all
he looks like Lestro was right. That's what he looks like.
No, y'all don't understand my cousin. Y'all don't understand how he works. I'm not blaming my cousin on this one. I'm blaming the Minnesota Vikings, and which hopefully they're trying to rectify, but I blame them because they're not catering to my cousin's strength.
Oh, come on.
No, yes. Yes, you like that? Yeah, I'm going to tell you that.
Come on.
Let me explain. All right, let me explain, because of anyone here, I probably scouted my favorite cousin more than the freaking Vikings. So my favorite cousin, now this is what he's all about. He is he's a volume quarterback, meaning you got to pass the ball. He's a 60-40 type guy. When he was successful with the Redskins, with Shanahan, with that offense, even with McVay, and you got to move his trajectory. Kirk Cousins is a volume passer, and you have to stay ahead of the chains. With Kirk Cousins, he does well probably in the beginning and middle half of games. So basically, when you script your first 15 plays, you gotta incorporate more passing. Listen, you gotta incorporate more passing because he is better. He made that $84 million based on the first quarter to the halftime, right? After that, I will admit, you have to make some adjustment. But what's the difference is now, Zimmer, he's an old school. He wants to run the ball. That's the reason why
the run.
John DiFilipino got canned, because Zimmer's like, run. We need to run the ball, which is a friction that don't help Kurt. Kurt is a volume passer. He's not a manager. He's not a game manager because he makes mistakes in those moments. He's the type of guy that you have to get him going in the beginning of the games, because he gives you useless stats at the end of the game. That's when he's always comfortable. You can see that when he's passing the ball, when he's down by 9 points with a minute left, he's comfortable, because he's just airing it out.
Because he's used to losing.
You call it losing, it's his strength.
He's 4-24 against teams with a winning record in his career.
And you know what the crazy thing is?
He makes $84 million. That's the crazy. The crazy thing is he's 4-24 against winning teams, and he makes $84 million.
He spent most of the, we're saying entirely on that with the Redskins, right?
You know what? That's fair.
Hold up.
That's entirely fair.
With a team with a winning record, the Redskins didn't even have a winning record. Come on, man.
Yeah. All right, that's fair. It's fair that he played for the Redskins and they were awful, so it's all going to play into that. But he's not helping his case this year either.
I saw stats that says he's 0-7 in Monday Night Football.
Oh, yeah, and primetime he's
0-7 in Monday Night Football.
Yeah, it's not good.
Well, guess what? When is the Super Bowl played?
Sunday.
Oh!
But his
Super Bowl Sunday, man.
I know, but it's played in primetime.
No, it says 0-7 Monday Night Football.
No.
I've seen him one of Sunday night game when he played Green Bay. I saw that. So I know for sure he won a Sunday night game before.
So are they making the playoffs? Are the Vikings
Absolutely,
that second wild card
team? Everybody else
team?
is going to lose.
You think that they win
just because everybody else is that bad. Carson Wentz is about to bank it out for the season. They're talking about he's basically done for the season. The Redskins been done for the season. The Panthers, Cam, he basically about to bang it out for the. There's nobody left. By process of elimination, based on everybody else being that bad, they're the only one standing.
Now, the Vikings have the Dolphins,
exactly,
the Lions, and the Bears left. So they should win at least one of those games,
exactly.
I would think. Probably the Lions game, maybe the Dolphins.
All right. That vacation is over.
You like that? You like that?
No, Kirk. No, I don't. All right, so let's move on to Week 15 here. Let's do a quick preview of Week 15. We got a couple of big games this week. One of the biggest is the Cowboys, the suddenly NFC East leading Cowboys, who dominated the Eagles, even though they won on a fluke play at the end, visiting Andrew Luck in Indianapolis this week. So what do you see in this game going on? Because we all know, obviously, that...
The one thing you guys are going to know about the Guru, and everybody knows, he hates the Cowboys.
But they are obviously, if not obviously, I think it's pretty obvious they're going to win the NFC East at this point and get in. They're another team that's trading on their defense at the moment and feeding Zeke. Andrew Luck, on the other hand, has Indy right on the outside looking in with the opportunity to get into the playoffs and make it, and that seems like a pretty hot team, too. What do you think of this matchup, Guru?
Great matchup. I'm scared for the Colts in this situation. Just because the Cowboys with Chris Richards from the Seahawks not being basically the defensive coordinator out there, and the movement from Byron Jones, like I indicated this a couple of times, and I'm interested because Byron Jones is having an all-pro caliber season at corner. He's shutting down dogs of all dogs. what he did against my man, who I believe the best receiver in football, Mike Thomas, from the Saints, was incredible. So I want to see this matchup because the two hottest receivers are going against each other. But T.Y. Hilton and Amari Cooper.
Cooper.
I want to see T.Y. Hilton is as hot as Amari Cooper. So I want to see Byron Jones versus T.Y. Hilton. And another thing I don't like for the Colts with this, I saw when they played against a cover 3 base team. I saw that the Jags is a cover 3 base team, and the Jags, they put what they call a shellacking, a straight up old school meet me in the back of the bus, boy.
I think the word you're looking for is mollywop.
A mollywop.
Yeah.
A shellacking with a mollywop out there. So, and obviously the Cowboys are a cover 3 base defense. So I see Zeke doing what they do and the Cowboys continuing this streak.
So another big game is a matchup of 2 weeks ago what we thought were two of the top teams in the AFC, the Patriots at Steelers. Not quite what we thought it was a few weeks ago. Guru, what is going on with the Steelers and what is going on in this game?
Dude, it only feel like for the last 2 years I've been saying like if they're still like this. It's internal. I don't know how many times we could break this news.
Yeah.
It's eternally a situation going on.
It's a team culture clash.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time with Ben and the old ways of when he came in, how they do things, to the new way of Mike Tomlin doing things. And frankly, I'm going to say this, dude. I think Mike Tomlin is a swell guy. He's a great quote guy. Mm-hmm. He's great. Like, I would love to have him on the show. He's a good-looking guy. He fits the whole profile. But once he comes to the X's and O's, what the guru likes to do, when it comes to breaking down that film, just like Vic Fangio did, how he did that against 11 personnel team, Mike Tomlin is lacking that aptitude. Mike Tomlin is not a great coach. He's not a good coach. He's a great leader of men, but he's not a good coach. Not a good coach. Mixed in that with the prima donna-ish of Ben, and then you have the flamboyant AB, man, you have a recipe of some craziness like the Sandlot. And you got, Le'Veon doing what he does, smacking asses at a strip club and making rap videos while he's getting paid. Like, this don't feel like a Rooney type organization. It don't feel like a Rooney.
When you put it that way, it doesn't.
Something just is not. And we know it's the culture, because the organization is great because they always draft. Their draft is still amazing. They always draft great. What is lacking is, what I believe now, is the culture. And who dictates the culture? The coach.
Coach sets that. That's why Seattle's is the way it is, because they got the youngest, oldest guy really firing up that team, and he's a real player's coach.
And yeah, it's so funny. This two teams is like two great organizational systems that's totally different from each other. One is all about, you see the Patriots just like the Miami Miracle. You see how everybody was like, hey, it was my fault.
Yeah, everybody took blame for that.
Everyone said, I should have done better. I should have did this better. It's just like so robotic.
Yeah.
And then if it was Pittsburgh, oh, mercy. My God. This guy, Ben said something. Mike Tomlin saying something. The radio station saying something. Hines Ward saying something. Motherfucking Lynn Swan saying something. I mean, the whole shebang is saying something, bro.
Terry Bradshaw got thoughts.
Terry Bradshaw is saying something. I'm like, man, the whole 70s, everyone just comes out, man.
The whole 70s, the whole decade got an opinion on this. So where do you see this one going? Do you see the Steelers able to redeem themselves? Do you see the Patriots tamping them down?
Dude, it's just one of them things. Like, I don't know if you've been bullied, or if you got somebody got picked on.
Look at me. I've been bullied.
So there's always this one. The Patriots and the Steelers remind me of, there's always this one bully that became your friend, though.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you like, every time you step up, you like, he's my friend. I could beat him. But, you still remember that one punch you took. That hurt so much. You like, I could beat him, but I don't want to feel that punch again. So basically, New England owned Pittsburgh. Brady is 6-2 in Pittsburgh. Brady dominated Pittsburgh. He runs Pittsburgh, and I see this happening again. And to tell you the truth, I don't remember the last time in my existence, the last time I seen Brady's era and them lose back-to-back games.
Now, my question on this is, does this spark a downfall for the Steelers? They are sitting at 7-5-1. They got the Ravens at 7-6 going the other way with Lamar Jackson getting that team completely in a new offensive direction and really righting that ship in a way we've never seen the Ravens do. I'll tell you what, man, watching him and Mahomes go at it, that was some backyard football this week of the two of them just like scrambling and throwing. And that game was way better than I thought it was going to be. The parts of it I saw, the highlights I saw from it, that game was crazy fun watching those two guys scramble back there. What happens with the Steelers here? Are the Ravens going to chump them for the North?
The Bumblebees and Mike Tomlin. I know the Pittsburgh are a stable organization, and this is blasphemy coming out of my mouth. But Mike Tomlin should be not in the hot seat, but he should be in the warm seat. Because the Pittsburgh Steelers will underachieve again and will not make the payoff.
They will not even make them?
They won't
Playoffs?
make the playoffs.
Playoffs?
And you take that straight to the Brinks armored truck. Don't even
In
take
my
it to the
opinion,
bank.
that
Take
sucked.
it to the armored truck. The Steelers will not make the playoff, and Mike Tomlin will be on the warm seat coming in next year.
All right, another big matchup this weekend is in the NFC is the Saints at Panthers. Now, the Saints looked like the best team in football until the Cowboys beat them, and now they look beatable. The Panthers were an early season favorite, seem to be going in the other direction themselves. What do you see going on in Carolina this week?
A mollywop. This is going to be quick.
Another
easy.
mollywop?
Quick, because Cam's shoulder situation. There's a little, you might remember this. Something's going on with Cam. They went doing last game. He couldn't even throw the helmet. His shoulder is not right. It kind of look it smelled like a Andrew Luck situation. His shoulder is not right. Yeah, his shoulder's not right. And frankly, I don't see Cam going to finish the rest of the season.
You don't think?
No, I don't think he's going to play this game. It's something serious. It's something serious. So it's a mollywop.
All right, so that one's over. The Saints then. I got one more here. The big game of the week, the one we're all looking forward to, is actually it's the early one. Is Chargers and Chiefs. Hopefully, we get the podcast out so people can hear that. Just your thoughts on this one.
Dude.
Tell me Chargers Chiefs.
Oh man, I've been
this is a
waiting
West
for
Side
this.
story, man.
It's just straight up.
Yeah, Sharks and Jets.
Yeah, baby. I've been waiting for this damn game since the season started. When I saw the Chiefs doing what the Chiefs doing, because the Chiefs beat the Chargers opening game.
Right.
I saw that. And you know how I feel about my San Diego. Fuck the L.A.
Right. The Los Angeles San Diego Chargers.
Yes. My San Diego Chargers. How I feel about them. With my man Joey Bosa back in the building. Bosa back in his bags. You know what? My Chargers with my coach of the year. And I'm tired of y'all keep saying Matt Nagy, Sean McVay. I'm tired of it. Anthony Lynn is the coach of the year. What more do you want? This guy took a team that went through a transition from San Diego to a place I don't even want them.
They don't want them. They can't even
them.
fill a damn soccer stadium.
Stayed basically in a hotel. Didn't know crap about where they're at. I'm talking about the next year. Look what's happening. They might freaking around and be the first seed in the entire league. Are you serious? Why is Anthony Lynn not being called the head coach of the year? The guru stamping that, baby. Call or action. Anthony Lynn for coach of the year. Sing, walla beam.
I agree with you on this one because if they win this game, the Chargers win this game, that makes both teams 11-3 at the top of the AFC West. And the way the Chiefs look now. I don't believe in the Chiefs. I watched that game. I think Pat Mahomes is amazing, but I don't believe in the Chiefs because A, Andy Reid will find a way to lose the game, and B, they commit way too many penalties. The Chiefs lead the league in penalties on, I think, both sides of the ball. I know overall they do, and I think they lead on either side. You can't win a Super Bowl when you have as many penalties as the Chiefs do. That is going to be their downfall. It's going to cost them the games. It may cost them this Chargers game. That and Andy Reid will find a way to blow a game. So I actually believe more in the Chargers than I do in the Chiefs as we go forward. I think people are talking about the Chargers, but in a way like, hey, should we be
Ain't
talking
nobody
about the
talking
Chargers?
about the Chargers. They look at the Chargers like what we always do. They wear the powder blue.
Yeah.
They look nobody's taking them seriously. No one is taking that thing. This is not your grandpa, your daddy Chargers. This is not those Chargers, buddy. This Chargers got identity. They will run the ball. They will smash you in the face. They have a defense. Once again, that cover 3 scheme, they love it. That's one of the best schemes right now being run, excuse me, in the NFL. So the Chargers with their young rookie stud safety, Darwin James and Ingram and Eckler. Come on, man, with Phillip Rivers. Dude, you have a recipe that needs to be fit in a Super Bowl.
I see what you did there. All right, Guru. Well, let's take a quick break. I know you picked the Chargers for the beginning of the season for the Super Bowl here anyway, and you know what? I'm starting to believe. We got to take a quick break here. We'll be back in segment 2 in just a bit. We're going to have our call-outs and shout-outs, one final look back at the week that was in the NFL. Then we're going to look ahead with our Bets with Ben segment with Ben Carey from the Currency Kings. You know I got a 2-minute drill to give you here to end out the show, so we'll be right back. Trash Talk Radio.
TTR.